Welcome to my world, everyone. This is Like It or Not with Michael Lane, and Michael Lane is who I be. Hey, check it out. You can catch me on also YouTube, Like It or Not Mike. That is my main YouTube page. Alright, check it out. I got to talk about something that everybody's been talking about, of course, and I've been, I'm not going to really talk too much about what Cliven Bundy has said. I'm going to take a little different turn than what others may have taken as far as this. I'm going to talk about the ignorance of Mr. Bundy. Yes, the ignorance of him. Now, there's been great points. Now, I'm going to leave a link to Kevin McDonald, K Mech, shot of the day. Powerful video. He has his opinion on it. Really facts. You got to listen to it. Powerful. I'm going to leave it right. It's on YouTube. Just click that link, all right? Now, I'm in the hood dungeon, so you're going to hear a lot of noises in between all that. So, all right? But there's been great stuff by K. Mick and Virgil Edwards, Urbanite for Liberty, Doctor of Common Sense, David Michael, you had Derek Grayson, and I can go on and on and on and on. Okay, there's been a lot of people that had some great things to say about what he said, and really like clarifying or really looking into what he said, whether it was positively or negatively. They had great points. I'm not going to get into that with me. Maybe in another video, but I'm going to get into the ignorance of Cliven Bundy. We all know what went on and why he was being talked to with this land grabbing thing going on. And we see that it was spreading past Nevada, but it was also going towards Texas. The BLM about to go in there and do their work. Harry Greed and all these other people are behind this. It's a progressive movement. But here's the ignorance. Cliven Bundy's ignorance is of the news media. The news media, he doesn't know really about the news media. He's a real old school cat. He's not eloquent. He doesn't speak the way we do, or a lot of well-spoken people. He doesn't speak like a Sean Hannity. He doesn't speak like a Keith Olbermann. He doesn't know how to express himself like that. He's old school, so he talks old school. He's old Southern school, so he talks like that. So, and plus he stays away from the media. He's not a heavy TV watcher. Or he takes care of his family. He takes care of his cattle. Takes care of his ranch. That's the ignorance. He didn't know the tricks of the mainstream media. But somebody around there should have informed him, because the bigger it got, they were going to probe him. They were going to try and keep him talking and try to make him say something. This was all a plot and a plan. It reminds me of Piers Morgan when he tries to get Christians on his show and constantly egg them on to try to say something bad, or what is considered to a lot of people bad, about homosexuals. He tries to corner them. And this is what the mainstream media was doing to him. Because Fox really was the only one, Fox News was the only one that was talking about this land grabbing, this overreaching of government. Nobody else was, especially ABC News. But guess what? They sure talked about it when he started to open his mouth. No matter what his intentions were, no matter what he did, it screwed everything up. This is the biggest ignorance of Cliven Bundy, and I'm going to tell you. Cliven Bundy messed around and made it about Cliven Bundy. And from that, it screws everything up. You played right into the hands of the mainstream media. Cliven got so stuck on himself. He was being put in the spotlight because of something, of course, beyond his control. But he started to embrace the spotlight. He was embracing the fact that everyone was talking about him and asking questions, hanging around his ranch. And he got full of himself, which sidetracked and undermined the true meaning and the true fight of what was going on. He started going off and talking about other stuff, talking about why did race even have to be brought up? If he was smart about that situation, if he was not ignorant, he would have said, hey, yo, don't ask me that question. I'm not here to talk about this. I'm not in that. What I am talking about is this. But he got caught up. You might say, what are you talking about? What do you mean it's not about him? It is about him. No, it's not about him, but it's about us. It's about Cliven Bundy. Yes, this is his fight. But his fight is representative, is a representative of the American people. Because if something bad happens with his fight, then we all suffer. Because if one goes down, then the government says we have the right to take everybody else down and out. So it's like, it reminds me of MLK. Now, I'm not comparing him to MLK. I'm just saying MLK was the symbol, and he's looked at still as the symbol of the civil rights movement. This man could have been a symbol of Americans not letting government take over their lives and take over their land. This was bigger than Cliven Bundy. This is what I'm trying to say. And now when he got full of himself, got lost, became ignorant about all this, and then made it about him, he kept talking and was talking too much. Not that what he said was wrong. Not that what he said was inaccurate. But you just fell into that trap. And the mainstream media is behind this. The mainstream media wants the federal government to grab land and to take over. They believe in progressivism. They believe in communism. They believe in socialism. So they didn't talk about the force, what they did to the Bundy family, but now they're talking about this, and they're painting him in a negative light, and all these people are falling for it, and now the conservatives are backing away. Now, I can understand the conservatives being frustrated, but to back away now from Cliven Bundy, to possibly allow this man to fall, again, you're not distancing yourself from Cliven Bundy. You're distancing yourself from the American people to keep the Constitution alive. Because I don't care what you say. I don't care what was implemented in the 30s, 40s, 70s, 90s. I don't care. The Constitution clearly says that you cannot have the government own land. All of this is unconstitutional. The government cannot own a land. They can't just own that land. They can't do it. That's in the Constitution. The song said, this land is your land, this land is my land. It's not in this case. That's the bottom line. It's not about Cliven Bundy. You're supposed to stick with him. You're supposed to say, hey, I'm separating myself from what he said. If you want to take away from that heat, I'm separating myself from what he said, but Cliven Bundy's still right about this. Then okay, I understand. But people are starting to distance themselves from the support of Cliven Bundy. But think about it. Because I had to talk to one of my Patriot brothers. They said, I knew Cliven Bundy was going to screw things up. I knew he was nothing but a racist. Like, hold on, wait. First off, how do you know he's a racist? And did he say something that was racist? But that's number one. But number two, but I'll explain that on another video. Maybe on the Like It or Not page. Like It or Not Mike page. But think about it. If you abandon Cliven Bundy with the fight against the government, that means you're abandoning yourself. Again, it's not just about Cliven Bundy and his ranch. This is about America, the land of America, and the people that's on the land of America. This goes deeper. Just like what I was saying with MLK, it went deeper than just the man MLK. It wasn't about him. It was about him and all of us. Not just blacks, but every race. A lot of people say colored people. White is a color too. I never thought that white wasn't a color. When you buy a crayon, a box of crayons, it has colors in it. It doesn't say we have colors and one no color. White is a color too. So we're all colored people, if you want to put it that way. We are all people of all colors. And this is what Martin Luther King was for. But even though he's the symbol, but the purpose is much bigger than MLK. And that's what I'm saying about Cliven Bundy. It's about Harry Greed. MSNBC pointed out, he said Negro. So did Harry Greed. So did that turkey neck, gobble neck, a Muppet man. Ain't saying nothing then. They try and they are succeeding in everybody talking about what Cliven Bundy said. Now everybody's concentrating on the words that he said instead of the purpose. We have lost fight or focus on what really matters. And it's freedom. It's about the American freedom. It's about the American people. That's what really matters. Because we can sit here and talk about race all day. This is what the mainstream media wants. This is what Obama wants. This is what Harry Greed wants. But guess what? Yeah, I'm going after the mainstream media. But it's all Cliven Bundy's fault. Because of him opening his mouth and even mentioning something like that, towing the line, and having them giving the mainstream media ammo because of your ignorance and you being full of yourself. Now the subject is not even in question. We're not even talking about it now. We're just talking about the words of Cliven Bundy. Whenever anybody, let this be a lesson to everybody, no matter what race you are, no matter who you are. If you're being done up by the government, you're in a fight, and it's public, and it's being talked about all over, tweeted, Facebooked. If you're in that situation, think about the American people. Think about it. Because in the long run, it's not about you. It's about you, your family, and the American people. Each and every one of us. Most of all, it's about the Constitution. Screwed up big time, Mr. Bundy. Like it or not.